We are live. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully everybody can hear me and everything's working right. I think I hear myself. Frank, are you watching in the background there?
Yes, I
Um,
am.
awesome. Hopefully I'm doing good there. Uh, Welcome. This is going to be a Q&A, AMA, or Q and AMA. This is my second one, and today I have a very special guest on. It is...
What is up, y'all? How's it going? I'm Frank, AG5HJ, and I'm Take Radio! Howdy.
Howdy, Frank. So, only because no one else can apparently do this right, and be careful, I might blow everyone's ears out. Tank Radio! Yeah,
Yep,
I can get up that high. I have that vocal range to get up there.
that's awesome, man. How have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been okay. I've been getting a lot of stuff done. Yes, Sherry, two francs, two for the price of one today. Gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dropping videos left and right as much as I can. The famous laptop killer. Well, my desktop's safe. I think Firefox wasn't liking StreamYard at first, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I think he's talking
Uh,
about me and Mike.
yep, he sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm let's see here. Yeah, okay. I have
Thank you,
my
Roy. You are correct. I am innocent of all things. I
yeah.
am not guilty in Ham Court because I did not appear.
Just for reference, all Franks are innocent until proven guilty, and we can never be proven guilty. So there you go. Yeah, yes, we'd be ballpark Franks, right, Frank?
Yes, sir. I was at the
Anyway,
ballpark the other night.
oh, cool.
Yeah, I went to a Ranger game.
Oh, very nice. Did they win? No,
No, it was a slow game and they
of
lost.
course. So I dropped a video about Ham Alert the other day
I
because a
saw.
lot of people in the POTA group were asking who's in Delaware activating, or who's in Maine activating, or who's in Hawaii activating. Well, you can find out with Ham Alert. Go check out the video. It is on my YouTube channel, and Tank Radio Frank right there. There we go. Yeah, that guy.
This guy.
Yeah, that one. The other Frank. His YouTube channel is linked below, and for those that don't know, I'm not going to be able to bring that up because I closed it out. I currently have 291 subscribers, and I am making it a goal to make 500 by the end of June. So if you're not
Ooh.
subscribed, why not?
Yes.
I want to know because that is quite interesting. And if you like what you see here, please share it and share other Frank's channel too because he has some great stuff. But
Yep.
do not let him near any hardware tools.
Innocent. Remember, innocent.
I have it on good authority. Your brother said no more hardware.
That reference. Yeah. I was told I shouldn't use any more power tools in type of way or form because I just do it incorrectly. I'm like, why not? He just can't take the drill and hold the thing and drill right through it. My brother's like, no, just
drill from
stop.
the top of the ladder. Just drill from the top of the ladder. You'll be fine. No
Yeah,
OSHA violation.
did that too.
So anyway, folks, today is for the next 50 minutes is all about you guys in the chat. You get to ask Frank anything you want to know, or about us, about Ham Radio, about anything. So start dropping those chats away. Let's see what happens. I see Prep and Paul K5 VOP's in the chat. Jesse's there. Sherry, hi Sherry. Jeff K3 JRZ is Delaware. Yeah, you're Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the guys that we were having issues with people going, there's nobody in Delaware activating. Well, if you had ham alert, you'd know that he was activating.
You did a good video. I was actually thinking about doing a ham alert video because I was like, man, I really need to learn this. And the best way for me to learn anything is to go ahead and make a video on it.
You should. It's real easy, real fun, and if you follow my video while you do your video, you'll get it, no problem.
Yep,
I
yeah.
see. I see Mark from Boondock Echoes dropping into chat. That's awesome. So this is, as it says up here, Q&A, and ask me anything. That goes for either of us.
Now you're talking about dropping videos, man. I just unleashed a slew of videos, and I was dropping like 8 videos,
Oh yeah,
almost
you went
9
to More
videos
Expo,
for
weren't
More
you?
Expo. Yeah, I think that was too much. I'm not going to do that again.
Before this, I was busy trying to catch up on all of Kyle's videos on Square Drop
hmm
on his second channel. Let's
hmm
hear. Jeff asks, "What's your favorite tanks?"
My
Well, I
favorite
don't have
tanks,
I don't have a favorite tank. So
Abrams M1, and that's why it's on all my logos. One day I'll be able to get into it.
hey, that would be awesome. And Mark asks, "Which one of you is the best host, and why is his name Frank?" Well, I
Ha!
think the universe would just explode at that point if we answered that.
Inception.
Right?
Now
Okay.
my original thought for this was I wanted to
Yes.
be outside on my porch as I smoke a cigar and really get the full tank radio experience, but
Oh, you could have done that, no problem.
Texas being Texas, it's threatened to rain
Oh
during
no.
this time slot. So I'm like,
Of
I'm not
course.
getting caught up in rain and
Yeah.
with all that equipment I have to haul outside. So what I'm going to do is after this, I'm going to go to my cigar bar and I'm going to have a cigar.
That sounds like a great idea. I'll make you jealous. It's currently 71 and sunny here with a high of 74.
81. That's not bad. That's
Yeah,
beautiful in Texas.
yeah. I'm just a couple hours north there of Corky Bro. Speaking
hmm
of, do you have something for Corky Bro?
From Corky Bow?
Yeah, don't you two have a collab?
Yes, we do. Okay, yeah, that's what you're.
Got it.
I was like, man, I got T-shirts from him. I got mouse pads. I have desk pads. I'm like, what are you referring to? But yes, me and Corky QRP did a collaboration on the mouse pad. I am going to try to pull that up. Do I have it in my notes? I should have it in my notes. Blah blah blah. Tape measure? Nope, that's not it.
That's
Gigaparts.
Simon.
Gigaparts 5% off at Gigaparts. Use tank at checkout. Oh, I got a story on that. Um, questions are piling up. We'll get to those in a second. But
Yeah,
me and Corky QRP collabed together, and we did a tank pad. Is a mouse pad size that you take out to the Poda Park, and that you get all your band information on it, and it's the size of a mouse pad. I did not like the big desk pads that you bring out there because you got to roll them up, and then they get squashed and everything else. And I was like, I don't need this whole big thing. I just need something to put the bands on, and maybe something nice to run a mouse over. And then I was like, mouse pad, and then I called him up. I'm like, we're definitely do a thing. So that's what we came up with. The tank pad. It is a mouse side US band plan that has all your information about all the bands, because that's all what I'm really looking for. I don't need the Morse code and all that other Q codes. We use those all the time, and you see me type. Frank
Oh yeah.
and Morse code, not happening. So I was like, I just need the band plans. So we got them. So the tank pad was born, and I went ahead and linked it into the chat. And
Fantastic.
pick one up if that is what you're looking for, what you need.
And do you
James,
have a discount code?
not for the tank pad, but there's a 5% off at select items at Gigaparts. Use tank at checkout.
I'll help you out here. If you buy anything at Quirky QRP Etsy, use KG6NLW Quirky at checkout. It is in the
Ooh,
description of the video. Oh,
nice.
hopefully that camera comes back up. There we go. All right, let's get some questions out of the way. Bo Franks, official SHTF. You grab one radio and one antenna and bug out. What are you grabbing, Frank?
be honest, I'm already gonna grab. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. My bug out bag's already packed. My bug out pad with the radio bag with the radio, it's already packed. I take that and operate it in the parks all the time. So I grab that. It's mostly in the car already. But if we're going for a lightweight G90 and a NFED of some kind, because it's really easy to throw up in a tree, and if you have a mast, that makes it so much easier to put up. So that is my answer. NFED all the way.
And I am the same way. I have my bug out bag. It's literally at the front door, ready to head out the door at any second I need it to. As far as he asked one radio and one antenna, I would say I don't have it, but the IC705. Something is better than nothing. And as far as the antenna goes, this is going to surprise everyone. The Coffee and Ham radio's Poseidon. It does 6 through 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a vertical, so you just have to put it up 25 feet, and you're good to go. So that's my bug out bag.
Nice.
Travel asked, what is the preferred method of getting a rope up in a tree to hang wire antennas? I'll go first, and then Frank.
Go for it. Go for it.
Take it. I had bad experience, like another ham tuber we know. I had bad experience putting antenna in the tree. I do the KAMRD lean. The pole leans into the tree, or if it's not super windy, I have one of those big umbrella stands that I was gifted for, like your patio umbrellas. I have one of those. I just stick the end of the outer diameter is just big enough, stick it in there, tighten the screw up, and you're good to go, and hoist away, and you're good to go there. So I don't go into the trees. Maybe Tank does. Tank?
To answer your question, just kind of like the same as you, I built my own weighted weight to throw up in the trees, and I really just got tired of that always being stuck, and trying to get it down was a absolute nightmare. And to be honest, right now, it's stuck in my backyard. I tossed it up in the backyard, and I was like, I'm going to leave this up permanently so I can drop it down and go out there and just like pull it up and down like a pulley. When I threw it up there, the weight looped around the limb and knotted itself, so it's stuck up there. So I have no more weighted throw rope for to throw up in the tree. So, like you said, the KARMD lean, and also that I have my own mast system that I modded to the point where I can operate in a flat field now. So I have got ways of guiding the mast down at the base and also at the top of the outer sleeve, and I can throw the antenna all the way up there in a big wind. I don't need to use any more guide wires.
One of the first videos is a relative term. One of the first videos I watched on your channel was how you created your guide mast with the paracord coming out from the O-ring clip.
Yep.
And using the S-beaners. And I literally went, that's perfect. I'm copying.
That's what I'm playing right here. But these have been replaced. And Monday night's video, I show you what I replace them with. So I'm no longer using these clips and S carriers for my guide wires. I found a new toy.
I have the ones that Josh over at Ham Radio Crash Course suggested. They're on Amazon. I'll have to see if I can put the link in the description later.
What are those?
They're the hardcore plastic ones. They're exactly like what you held up. I don't have
these are metal, and I don't care because these were just for guidelines. But KAMRD has one he prefers, a plastic carabiner that he drills out the middle, and I got one of those that you could put on the top of the mast, and then you can just clip stuff on. And I really do like that. However, sometimes that falls out, and if you don't have that, it really kind of stalls your activation. And I'm really thinking about, I think Temporary Offline did this. He took a fishing pole rod tip that has the loop at the very end where you run the fishing line through, He's
Right.
hot
I'm
glued that to the center of his mast, and then if you don't even have a carabiner or anything, you just run your antenna and do a little loop or knot with it, and then you can throw it up in the air. And I was like, ooh, I like that because I don't have to have these hanging around, or the one that I got from Mike that he drilled out, so I can just operate. Having less stuff to get on the air is so much better. Plus, it's less stuff you need, and if you forget, it doesn't put you in the that guy. It
gotta
doesn't
find
create
the
a
right button.
fail activation right off the bat. Yep. Go
Yeah.
ahead and make yourself embiggened. Take over the screen so we can see that a little bit better.
Click here if it will let me click. There we go. So
Yeah, that guy. That guy.
yeah, I have literally a whole package of them, and I have them on all my ropes and everything already anyway. But I have spares with me at all
See,
times.
2 is 1, 1 is none, and 1 is lost.
Oh
And
no,
I really accepted that with my
I
adapters.
even stronger theory than that. 4 is 2, 2 is not.
That's the adapter theory because if you have an adapter and you loan it out, you're never getting that back.
No, for me, that's anything. Adapters, cables, carabiner, doesn't matter. Anyway, okay. Next question came from Sherry, and I'm going to start highlighting these. How long has it been since we last hung out? It has been forever and a day. We need to hang out, but you live on the East Coast, my dear. A little hard to do that. Let's see here.
Hamfest, Dayton's around the corner.
Yes, it is. D, you said my audio needs to come up a little bit. Hopefully that is better now. Let me know. I know I'm a little delayed here. Paul says he used NLW's code today. I have no clue what he means by that one. Paul, maybe
I,
you can expand on that. Let's hear. And then he has a question. Okay, my audio is getting out, right?
I hear you.
Okay, let me.
I could go check the stream here.
No, I have it on my phone. I just have to turn the volume back up. Yeah, my audio's getting out. Okay. Paul
Yep,
asked,
it's all good.
what ham radio operator's 2000 green Jeep Cherokee is painted with Raptor liners named Boba do you wish you had? Well, we already know the answer to that one, Paul.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Just for those that don't know, Frank, do you want to explain that one?
Yes, Paul owns a Jeep Grand Cherokee that I absolutely love and adore, and he has colored and decorated it to the point where it looks like Boba Fett's ship, and it is so cool, and I do want it. And he has like almost the same, or he has an awesome radio set up in the back, and with some antennas attached to it, and I was just like, I want that. I want that car. And it's the model. It's like the year and model I want. And I'm so jealous when I saw him for the first time. I think it was a couple of years ago now at the Go Kit Challenge. So I want his Jeep. And
Fantastic.
after one of my house improvement projects, hoping this summer I'll be able to go ahead and buy a Jeep.
So what are you going to do with Sapphire then?
Sapphire, she'd still be around.
Okay, good.
The Jeep would be my second car. Sapphire gets me around all the time, and Sapphire's beautiful, man.
I mean, I'm not going to, I'm big on the outdoor stuff and I'm big on the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
camping stuff, hence Ham Radio Wilderness with Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like my sedans and my SUVs, but having a nice off-road vehicle is also very important too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's good that you're getting a Jeep here eventually. And
Uh,
looks like what Paul meant by the code is he used my quirky QRP code. So there you go.
yes.
Yeah, James, you got an order in there. Hey, Chuck showed up. Frank and his brother Frank. Yes. Although I have to admit, let's see if I do this right. That Frank is the better looking one.
It's the beard, man. Got to grow that beard.
I would, but I'm so used to this baby face that I can't.
That's
It's
why I
too
haven't
itchy.
cut this beard. You get over that. That's like a week, and then you're just left with this luscious beard.
I tried. I've gone 3. I'm half Italian, half German. I went 3 weeks, and I was just like
hmm
trying to take
It
my
takes
face off.
it takes a while, but you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it.
So looks like we're all caught up on the questions for now. Let's see here. Frank could cut off half his beard and give it to Frank. Sharing is herring.
No,
Yeah, no,
no,
no.
I'm not.
I think
No
we're on
scissors
agreement there.
are cutting this beard. Um,
All right, here's Paul with another good one. And which Frank, Paul? Because we both POTA.
let's answer it both. Go for it. You start.
uh, he's lost on DX Commander Mass. Is the 10-meter replacement a mast for the antenna, or is it the same thing? As far as I know, the replacement is a mast. It's not a antenna. It is just the mast.
I would email Lord Callum to get clarification on that.
Well,
I
on
think it is the mast, but I'll just email before I spend the money. I think also DX Engineering is a U.S. distributor for them now, and they
they
might
are,
might have the answer there you're looking for.
because if I bring up
And they do not give away affiliate codes. I have tried and tried and tried.
Chuck says it's a mast. Let
hmm
me share screen. See if this will do it or if it's going to freeze on me. Because if it freezes on me, that's not good. Let's see here. Screen. Oh, it's not going to do that. Okay, let's
Just
not do
opinions
that.
on Evans J Closer. It's sad to see any merchant in our field close their doors because everyone is valuable because we are such close knit community. I did not go through and read their backstory on why they're closing, but I'm sad to see them go. They offered a good line of mid and lower tier equipment for amateur radio, and you couldn't match it for the prices. So I'm
I
sad to
have
see
to
him go.
agree. I have to agree. I mean, I have I have a handful of MFJ stuff, and I have had mixed issues with it over the years. Sometimes you get a bad apple, right? And
Mhm,
yes, there are
mhm,
people out there that call it mighty fine junk, but actually, it is pretty darn good stuff, all things considered. And I'll give you the short version. Martin's 80 years old and he hasn't had much time with his family. So he wants, and with COVID, it just sort of tanked, no pun
mhm,
intended, his market there. So it was just easier to close things out. They're going to continue to support what is out there and what they have in stock when it sells out as long as they can.
mhm.
So it's just the manufacturing of new stuff is coming to a stop.
I'm sad to see him go. But I think there's already a couple of people are trying to peers that are poised to take over that market, and I'm excited to see what they do.
I'm liking what Intellitron's looking like these days.
Yeah,
That
that's
that
now.
seems like the new MFJ for us.
Yeah, well, yes, I do agree. And they're using they made a lot of kits and devices that are very close to MFJ, and I'm glad they're trying to take that market. But I was a little disappointed in that line because the Shackmaster and the Shackmaster power supply, what they're trying to team up with Rig Expert. I thought they were trying to make mid to high end devices, and when I saw them that they were the lower end, I'm like,
Right,
oh, MFJ's doing that already. Why? But now
but
MSJ's not around, so I'm like, oh, I think
right.
they kind of lucked out on that one. So yes, the Intellitron might take over that.
This is going to be a hot take here, and you heard it here first.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I think MFJ and Gigaparts work together to make a seamless merge between the two so that when MFJ made the announcement of them closing, Intellatron would be there to fill the gap. Because it's just a little too coincidental that everything lined up the way it did. Just a hot take.
I'm going to bow out because I know some insider information, but
Okay,
I'm not going to say anything.
fair enough. I know you sign all those NDAs, so you got to keep
I don't
things
sign
going.
anything.
No,
I don't
Frank,
sign anything.
supposed-
I'm taking pen
you're
from Penn and Teller on NDAs. I'm
you're
not
supposed
signing
to know
that.
NDAs never met her,
Yeah. Or I'm signing it and I break it the day later.
right? And Paul, I dropped a link, and so did Colin for the DX Commander polls. It looks like the Classic Poll 2, which is what I linked as well. That looks to be like a good one. That's one I've been eyeing for a little bit. I have to replace my push-up mast because the
Mhm.
one I had, about 6 feet of it has finally snapped off the top. So instead
Oh
of
wow.
being a 19-foot pole, it's a 13-foot pole.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go out and get a new one.
Cool. Do
No,
you have
I
another
think
question?
no, I think we're caught up again. So questions, come on, people. We got like half an hour to go.
So
You know, ask
so
ask us anything.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah,
This cracked us up when we were over at More Expo. When we were camping at the More Expo, there is most of the campsites have no power, and during the
right.
day, I saw a lot of people had their just big power generator batteries plugged into random outlets.
Oh
And
wow.
one night I went to the restroom. And when I went into the restroom, I saw a guy camping at a camping and hugging the wall. I call them hall wuggers. People have their phones and anything charged in, and they're just sitting by it,
Oh
make sure
yeah.
it's not get stolen or anything. And when I left the restroom, I looked at him. I was like, "Hey, man, it looks like you need a solar charger or a solar cell." He goes, "Yeah, I kind of do. You know a good one?" I said, "I know a great maker, Gigaparts. Use tank at checkout, get 5% off. They have solar cells." And I just turned around and walked off.
There you
Oh,
go.
I told that around the campfire that where I held it, and everyone started cracking up. And Kyle just looked at me deadpan. I would punch you right now just for saying that if you were closer.
Oh
Oh, it was
man.
hilarious.
So
I
I
was
see
like,
Pamela's
had
dropped
to
in the
throw it to there.
chat.
Yeah.
Pamela's dropped in. Good evening, Pamela. I know you're let's see, it's 7:30 out there.
What
Mark
gear can you?
asks,
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
no, go for it.
What gear you can't live without? Hey, a question I can read. I don't know. The Buddy Power Pole 2 is awesome. I use it on every activation. I love seeing the amperage tracking there, and it is a great solar charge controller. Um, I think that's it. If I don't have that, I'm very hesitant just plugging well, I plug batteries right into radios all the time, but I do like to see how much power I've drawn out of them, and I keep a mental track of that if I don't charge the battery or have the solar panel out. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe the Rig Expert stick. I really like that for antenna tuning, but since all my antennas now are resident or they are I can tune them with my 3-to-1 and my Yaesu FTDX10. I don't really use it that much, other than when I'm building antennas. But when I'm building antennas, it's valuable. It's amazing.
I would have to go with a battery. Doesn't matter. Just any battery that can get me on the air.
I
Because
got
without a
many of them
battery,
now.
if you don't have a battery, you're not getting on the air. Period. Because the radio's not going to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is the one piece of gear I could not live without. Mark also asks, if it will pop up, what gear have you purchased that you wish you hadn't? That is a
Mm.
good one. Um,
I don't have it anymore because I just send it back. It doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. That's the obvious answer. Uh, that's a good question, Mark.
What?
Actually, I'm stumped by that one. For ham radio, I would say the one piece of gear that I bought that I wish I hadn't or didn't was an SWR meter. Now this was way back when Radio Shack was the hot thing, and I was a new ham, and I didn't have that great of Elmering at the time. I got a CB SWR meter.
Oh,
Yeah.
oops.
Radio Shack wasn't to the point of, oh, hey, here's a cell phone. Do you need anything else? But, they still had some actual technicians working there, but they didn't realize that CB wouldn't work with VHF, UHF ham radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's the one piece of equipment I still have it somewhere. It's downstairs in the garage, I think. But, yeah, but because I'm also multifaceted, I'm a photographer as well. The one piece of gear I wish I didn't buy was this one lens. It wasn't super expensive, but it wasn't. I'm not going to name names with this one.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't super expensive, but it wasn't the best of lenses for the application that I needed it for. And after about 3 uses, it broke.
Oh.
And the warranty was 30 days, and that was it. And guess who was outside the 30-day warranty?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, not wish I hadn't, but it's kind of outlived its usefulness kind of right now. Is the Arrow 2 antenna. I really like that antenna when I first purchased it. However, it's heavy. It's very heavy. If you're gonna have something to mount that on, great. It's a good antenna. It has a dual plexer built in, and that's pretty cool. But I just got tired of lugging that around and holding it up in the air trying to do a satellite. It's also kind of big if you're trying to do fox hunting with, because it's just a little bulky. Um, I am looking at probably purchasing a elk logarithmic antenna once I get back into satellites or fox hunting, because that's always fun.
You know what you should do is you should set that back up for a QSL card permanent tree. Just make it a QSL card tree.
Oh,
Just
that's why
Christmas
I have the
year
pin
round.
board behind me. My QSL card board right there.
Yeah, but add to it. Make the
I do
antenna.
have. I put new ones on once a month. I go through and any card that I like, or I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome. I'll put it up there.
By the way, hot take. I'm still waiting for your QSL card.
Yeah, I haven't mailed out the last month's.
Oh, this was months ago.
Then it's in the backlog.
Okay. No,
There's a
I know
stack
it.
like this.
Oh, you do not want to see my stack. I'm about as bad. Let's see here. Jesse asks, if ham radio were suddenly vanished, what would you do to occupy your time?
Smoke more cigars. I
There
think
you
they'll
go.
hate me more at my cigar bar. I showed up more.
There. Anything else?
I probably be I started Tank Radio during COVID ish, and kind of the tail end of COVID, and I was playing games heavily, and I got tired of I was playing Destiny 2, grinding it and just doing it over and over and over, and to be honest, it didn't really get me much. I just mostly was doing it to hang out with people socially, and by then, also, I was hanging out with Jason, KC5HWB, Ham Radio 2.0, Mr. 100 or 150,000 now. And I got on his live stream, and I've been to several ham fests for a couple of years. And I knew some of the other YouTubers out there, and everyone was like, man, you got a great personality. You're awesome. You need to get your own channel. And eventually I said, fine, I do it. And so that's how Tank Radio came to be. So we can blame Jason. To be honest, you can blame Jason for a lot of things that I do in
Okay.
amateur radio. So
Hey, he's a pretty cool guy too, but
yeah,
we'll blame him for that, right?
yeah.
Okay. If ham radio suddenly vanished, what would I do with my time? Well, life takes number one priority because I'm so busy I should be. No, that's about the time of day I'm waking up. So I'm an overnight guy. I'm one of those night walkers. And then I have photography as my professional side gig.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a hobby, but as a kid, but then I grew it into a profession. So I have that as a profession. So I'd have that to go off of. I don't know what else I would do, honestly. I mean, ham radio. I was a hot take number three.
3.
I, I was a theater nerd when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
High school, early college years, I was a theater nerd, and I had a chance to go to a great theater school here in California, but that did not happen.
What when you're doing photography, what did you like doing? Were you a portrait? Were you landscapes? Were you events, sports?
I am mostly, funny enough, I am mostly transit, railroad,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that sort of stuff. Actually, let me delete, and delete. Actually, let me bring this back in. This right here, this image here,
Mm-hmm.
this is one I took in Yermo, California, outside Barstow in 2014. This is Union Pacific. Let's see, go the right way, Frank. This is Union Pacific Steam Engine 844. It's a fantastic steam engine, and they haven't run it in a little bit, and they're running its bigger brother, the big boy,
Mm-hmm.
pretty soon here for some sort of tour across the western U.S. Let's see. I see the traveling ham and Freddy drop by. Hi guys, good to see you in there.
So I was also a photographer, and I like to landscapes and waterfalls was my bread and butter, man. I
Okay,
really loved them. And trains, like you said. I think I've shown this picture before, but this is the big boy when it came through the Dallas Fort Worth area,
very
and
nice.
then I got a picture of it at the front there. Yeah, and I saw it running because
Yeah,
after I took those photos, I ran down the line and I found a crossing that it was out of the way, and there was a couple other photographers there waiting for it to come by, and we saw it run past us, and that was so cool, so cool. But I have terabytes of photos of landscapes that I taken in waterfalls, and I just got some beautiful pictures. Behind me, oh, let me. Okay, come here. Let's do lose my badge. Bam! Behind
let me
me.
hold on. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah,
solo
yeah.
you.
Behind me, that
There we go.
picture right there is what I gave to my grandma. And it was of the
Very cool.
Cholula glass. And I took that picture. And I need to make another picture right there. That's going to be my stickers. That's a pure glass pane with the crappy eagle that comes with the photo,
Right.
and I'm going to put my stickers on top of it. But my idea is to put a black, whatever I'm going to print, I want to have it black so it highlights the stickers I put on there.
And I see
Um,
a Lionel clock up there in the top corner in
Hey,
the shelf.
hey, man, that whole put that big again. Everything
Yeah.
on these shelves is stuff that around the internet and other podcasts that I like or YouTube channels that I like. Bullet Bourbons, my next bourbon I'm going to be opening up. It's right there. Ham Harder hat right there. Down there is all the hats I got at Hamfest. That box is just filled with stickers. That thing's filled with buttons. And everything else is just littered with stuff from my past. All those are old Texas Ranger programs that I
Oh,
collected as
very
a
cool.
kid. There's a Texas Ranger bobblehead. There is the Happy Meal that everyone
Right.
keeps commenting, and there's another one right there too.
Yeah.
um,
Now,
stuff behind me is littered. It's placed purposely placed.
now, I will also drop this for the photography, and then we'll move on here because I see a couple more questions going on here. I also do model photography,
Mm-hmm.
and so the camera likes to auto stop for some reason. I do model photography and a lot of boudoir photography. I'm going to drop my link to my photography site in the chat. So if you guys want to check it out, be warned, don't check it out in front of kids unless you go to
Mm-hmm.
the train pages. Avoid the modeling page for if you're around kids, but it's in there. Okay, let's see here. Traveling and the traveling ham. I'm doing all right. Best
Mm-hmm.
photo tip for a noob:
Um,
learn manual. Do not do automatic.
yes, I was really about to go there. I was really about to go there. Start learning how to use your f-stop. Start learning how to properly flame and blur certain backgrounds, and really learn what it means for ISO and your sensitivity for the pictures. Because playing with that is just so much fun. I used to love doing long exposures, but that means you also need a very low ISO so that you don't overexpose the photo, because you're going to have it your shutter be open longer, but that means you're going to get more light, so that means your photosensitivity needs to be turned down. um, yeah it,
And go
and
ahead.
and take time. Go there, just go somewhere easy, and then just take pictures of a stupid flower 400 different ways and bring your laptop, because the picture that you get from your camera on that little bit LCD screen is not representative of any way or matter of what that photo is.
Now
I ignore it completely.
I will also add this because he just said get a real camera, not just an iPhone. Yes and no. iPhones and Samsungs, the newer ones especially, you can adjust the ISO and f-stop to a degree so that you can get similar results. That
Hmm.
it won't be the same quality as a real camera, but it will definitely work for what you need. And if you like what you are doing and you think you can learn from that more, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to suggest brands because I know that's a Yaesu, Icom, Kenwood. That's Canon,
Sony,
Nikon, Sony.
Sony, Canon, Icon.
That's a hot topic debate there. So if you want to go for the sub 1000 camera to get started with, if you want to get a real camera, that way, if you don't like it, you're not out that much money. But if you go for one of
Mirrored
those,
or
get
mirrorless?
I'm 50-50 on them. The newer tech this camera here is a Canon 5D Mark III.
Uh-huh.
So it's still mirrored. Uh I would go with one of the kits that you can get at like Best Buy or something like that, or
Mhm, mhm.
Gigapart. I'm sure Gigaparts has them. I saw Smart Jason did a whole thing on the camera side of things. Jesse asks favorite cameras. Well, I just said mine. It's the one I use both for my photography and for my live streams.
I'm kind of sticking with Canon right now because that is my current. I got a Canon T7i for my camera. I bought that even before I got into YouTube for doing photography. Plus, I when I bought it, I knew I wanted to do video, and I lucked out because I started doing YouTube with it. Um, the but I got so tired of taking that camera down and up that now I just have a Logitech camera I'm just looking at right here, um, and I'm done putting that camera up or down. I only do that for the builds so I can zoom in and zoom out and get close up with my builds, and that's the only reason I'll tolerate putting that thing up and down.
Now,
Anything
I'm
Apple is garbage, and that's why KMRD can't do anything with a real computer.
iPhone.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I am not true Apple fanboy because obviously I'm running on, well, not obviously, but I'm running on Windows right now. But I edit and I work 90% on Apple. I am like Mike. I do Apple day in and day out.
You know what question I haven't seen here? I'm not going to say it, but there's a question that we get all the time, and I haven't seen it. But it's kind of like this: what editing software do you use?
Before we hit that one, I want to
Oh.
bring
Mm-hmm.
this up. Yes, I'm using a 5D Mark III as a webcam because it has some awesome depth of field.
Uh-huh.
Never mind, I'm using a green screen. It has some awesome depth of field. I can just reach over and blow things out, bring them under. It.
And
It's just awesome, and it works.
I agree with that, but I got tired of taking it up and taking it down because it was also my filming camera. I was literally a one
Right.
camera shop for everything. And just
Well,
screwing it in, screwing it out. I have the battery drop in for the power. And that's just this is too much of a
same
hassle.
same here. And then I have the HDMI cable that runs from the camera to the computer and all that. Now, what video editing software? Because Jeff really wants to know this. I know
Hmm.
that. Frank, I'll let you go first.
If you find me in Discord under Jason's Ham 2.0, go to Tankers. There's a audio chat channel over there called Tankers because it's my channel. Um, I will live edit. I will edit the videos on there, and sometimes Tuesdays, sometimes Thursdays. You'll see me over there. But I use DaVinci Resolve, and I will answer any questions when I'm there. And I don't mind talking to people. I don't mind stopping and showing feature sets on it. And when I'm sitting in that channel, I'm there to interact with people. So DaVinci Resolve, and come and hang out if you see me over there. Say hello.
And you do a great job with that too. I've lurked. I don't always interact, but I do lurk quite a bit.
That's fine too.
Yeah, and for me, when I'm here at the home QTH, I use Final Cut Pro on my Apple because Apple. Otherwise, I use either CapCut or Microsoft Clipchamp on the Windows machine if I'm on because I have Windows laptop but Mac base station basically.
Hmm.
So on the go, it's Clipchamp or CapCut depending upon the mood and what I need to edit to get things done there. And I see Mike into MAK dropped in. Hi, Mike. And I see Mark in there as well. Let's see here. Yeah, Mark, that is a nice cam. It definitely is. So we got, yes, Final Cut Pro for the win for sure. We
No.
got 10 minutes left. Frank, I won't hold it against you. Don't worry.
Hey, DaVinci Resolve free, and it's on Mac, 100% free.
Fair. I have the older version of because so my Apple machine is circa 2011. It has been through a house fire and has smoke and water damage to it. Surprisingly, it's still running, and I still have the before you had to pay for it Final Cut Pro, and it works
Hmm.
like a champ. So absolutely fantastic. And we have 9 minutes or so. I don't know what your schedule is like, Frank. I can go a little over, and I'm
I'm
fine that.
free.
Okay. I don't want to go too far because life. Let's see here. Prep Ham Paul says I've tried different
We're
cameras.
talking
4K.
about settings and things turning your face
Oh,
red.
okay. One good tip there, and this is coming from the photographer side of me. I have one. Let's see here. One light, two light, three light, four. Way over
Hmm.
there. Four light to
But you
give
need more
people
light for
around.
green screens. Because you need to get need light on you, then you need light on the screen so it could chroma key it out correctly. I
Well,
just got the two. Boop,
even around the
right there,
green screen, like
right there.
I'm not going to remove it because it's an absolute.
Hmm.
I'm like Jim and Ape. It's an absolute mess back there.
Hmm. Ooh,
uh,
ooh! The thing I love about my lights, I have a foot switch that they're right there. They're off. They're on. They're off.
hey, now that's cool.
It's like I sit down and I'll be like, "All right, here we go," and I slam my foot on the ground. You got to be careful
Right.
though. Sometimes I accidentally turned off my system because it's too close to the power strip switch, and when I
Yeah,
slammed it, and it went.
and if
No.
you're live, that's just horrible.
Yeah.
That's fair. Mark says you can say one bit of knowledge, but goes back and forth until someone gets stumped. Maybe another time, Mark. That sounds like good idea. And Paul,
It could be a good
sometimes
icebreaker.
yeah, sometimes 4 lights is not enough. As a photographer, when I do it, I can't bring it up on stream, but Paul, I can message you about it. Hi Roger, I just saw you pop in there. I can message you, Paul, about it later. When I do some of my model photography, I have upwards of 6 or 7 lights to get the lighting just the way I want it.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes one light's fine, sometimes two is fine. Sometimes 8 is fine. You just got to play with the lighting until you get it right, and you got to play with the angles. This light up here is like this, pointed down at me, whereas this one right here is pointed more across.
Mm-hmm.
So that works for me there. So hopefully that helps, Paul, and I'll send you a couple images in Discord that you might like. That's there. I see Andy Kelly pop back in there. Hi, Andy. Good to see you. Roger
Andy,
came in,
let's
and
take a moment. I
yeah,
don't know how Andy does it. Andy is like the super fan of everyone's channel. He's always the first in there. He's always in the comment section, and I don't know how he does it. He's always around, and he's over in England somewhere.
and if you let me solo myself here real quick. If you look up here in this corner here, I have my local time and UTC. It's 6 minutes to midnight in England.
Mm-hmm.
So it's absolutely fantastic to see our UK brothers and sisters come in here like this, like Chris and Andy, and I think saw a couple others in there. Hey, cool. Greg, W5GSW. He was a local from out here, and now he lives. What is it? One of Carolinas, Greg? I don't remember which one it is. Yeah, one of the Carolinas, because Mike's out in Arkansas. I am gonna say this tonight. Now this is tentative because I sometimes it gets canceled. Every other Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, so that's 10 Central, so very late for other Frank and everyone else. We have what's called the Anti-Net, hosted over on Northwest Ham Shack, and I'll try and get that into the description.
What makes it the anti-net?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, a lot of
Co-hosted.
the guys that were out here and now they're spread out throughout the U.S. One's in Washington, Arkansas, South Carolina. Greg was one of them. North Carolina. Thank you, Greg. They were tired of hearing all the nets that just had a strict format and you had to check in a certain way and all this. So it's the anti-net. We take check-ins, it's laid back,
Uh-huh.
relaxed. We talk about whatever. It's streamed live to YouTube as well.
Ooh, that's fun.
And yeah, and anyone can check in. It's hosted on one of the local repeaters here in the San Francisco Bay Area that is a high level machine. So a lot of people can get into it. There's also internet links for like All Star, DMR, and all of that in there too. So yeah, it's lots of fun. I will leave a link to that in the description of the video afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to stop and drop by, that's 0300
So
UTC or 10 Central.
it's nothing like the YL net where they hold the frequency for 24
Nope,
hours before the
nothing
net
like
comes up.
that. Nothing like that at all.
Every time I actually stumble across them, I laugh. I'm like, "Oh my god, I found them! I found them!" And then I wait. Oh, they're doing pre-check-ins. They're pre-check-ins. It's not the net, but
Right?
I stumbled across it one time, and it was actually the net. And they're like, "All right, this is the YL net," and I was like, oh, "It's the actual net." And
Mike,
I keyed up. I
Mike
was like,
has it right.
"KG5AHJ. I'm in and out."
And Mike has it right. him, Andy, and Lord Callum both know how to do that. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, 3 more minutes or so. Any dying questions or ask us anything?
Do
Let's
you
have
have
it.
any questions for me, Frank?
Hmm. Hmm.
You better be thinking of questions for me too. Then,
Mm.
um,
What
Okay.
is your most wild or exciting contact you got on HF? I kind of cheated. That was my question from a Hamfest.
okay, that's fine. Uh, Italy, 20 meters back in November at 10 o'clock at night
Mm-hmm.
from
Ooh.
California with an infed half wave that was at that time only about 15 feet off the ground at the apex.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't very high. And they were a nice 5.9 signal here into California. Absolutely loved it. So
Nice.
that would have been it. Um, okay. Here's one, and I know the NDAs are already out there for this one. What is the Smoking Apes call sign?
Call sign. I was about to tell you his name, Clarence. Hold on. I gotta actually look that up.
There's the answer.
Where is it? What is there? What's that call sign?
It's Kilo Tango Zero Alpha Delta Sierra. K-Toads.
That's the one I was trying to find.
Yep.
I was trying to find the Toads group call sign.
Yep. K-Toads. No. Okay. So I think we have all the questions answered. Anybody else? Last chance. We have. I'm going to go with 45 seconds left. Last chance.
So here's the burning question.
Yeah.
What logging software do you use?
New or old?
What currently? What do you when you go out? What logging software you use at Apoda?
A mix of HamRS and Polo. Because
Polo.
I am liking Polo and how Sebastian has it going. Like the rest of everybody that does Poda and Soda and whatnot, absolutely love HamRS and what it does and everything. But Polo, that is definitely a very good new app. And yes, while it's still in beta, I'm liking it. How about
I need
you?
to check it out. Hammers. I'm in love with hammers. If you go back and watch some of our videos about field day, you'll see us asking each other all the time on camera. Hey man, what logging software do you use? What logging software do you use? Because it was constant about a year or two ago. The question that we get everywhere, and come over and joke with us, just like the YLNet. If you see us at a Hamfest, it's guaranteed a YL pre-check-in will happen somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So, Frank, what's coming up on your channel?
I'm glad you asked. Coming up on my channel, I got the next best gadget you got to have. It's going to replace all these carabiners, these metal carabiners I've been using for guiding, and I can put up my antenna mast with one hand. Well, two hands. One hand's holding the mast, and the other hand I can guide everything with. And I do it sitting down. So that's coming up on Monday. I'm looking forward to that. And the week after that, let me pull up the camera. It is going to be on the camera on my calendar. Where is today? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, there is another Monday between now and Dayton. So I don't know what I'm going to do for that Monday. I might do another Amazon video, or I can do a questions and answer with Tank Radio. I do once a month a question and answer where I pull out my QSO card stack of neglected QSO cards that are that thick, about an inch of QSO cards, and I take a question. As I answer, I fill out the QSO card and I put in the mail because it gets me writing QSO cards again.
There you go. That's the way
And if you have a question for me that you want me to answer on air, you can go ahead and comment in the video or email me at tankcamradio tankhamradio@gmail.com. That's tankhamradio@gmail.com. And you might see your question read on air. And then middle of this month, Dayton. And you'll find us at the Troll Pub in Dayton Saturday night.
Awesome. Fantastic. And for me, I have another video coming out on Tuesday. It is going to be part of the Tuesday night lineup with the Tuesday night video premiere guys right before Ham Radio Clubhouse. So come check us out. I know there's a few of you there in the chat. Mike M2 N2MAK and K3JRZ for sure. I think I saw Freddie Mac in there as well. They're all part of it. Absolutely fun time. And we'll see what happens. I might have a POTA this coming week if I have the time.
Ooh.
And I'll actually be in self-service, so I might be able to do a live stream of it. So pay attention for that on my channel. And I have a goal. Let's see if we can get my channel, yes, this channel that you're watching right now, see if we can get it to 500 subs by the end of June, because June 19th is my birthday. And for my 30-something birthday, I don't remember which year it is, I want to try and get the 500 subs. So let's see if we can do that. Until next time, Frank, say bye to everybody.
Bye, y'all.